I had a huge list of rules when we first started out.
Yeah.
I had like 9 or 10 items on it. It was like no spending the night, no falling in love, no developing true relationships, no
It's great.
must always use contraceptives, must always use condoms, must get STD tested every 3 months, no pregnancies, no.
You have to say no pregnancies after contraceptives.
Hey,
You got rules to support other rules.
bitches be crazy, okay? They're like, oh, let me use a safety pin.
Mm.
I had rules upon rules upon rules, and now I only have 2: no STDs and no pregnancies. So you know, as long as you practice safely, hopefully, you know, I'm trying so hard for my husband to get a vasectomy, and he's starting to become receptive to the idea because we're done with kids. I'm fixed, so I don't have to worry about me. So my rule is just no STDs.
Right.
So yeah, emotions, everything can fly. Everything is good now.
That's cool.
So yeah, I ditched those rules probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
So that's like, hold on, 5 years in or something like that. 6.
Let's see. 2007 is when we started the whole journey. So yeah, about 4 years in. 4.5, 5 years in now.
What had you be able to do that? Like
Pregnancy.
So you kind of loosened up.
I loosened up.
And things just weren't as
intense.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And seriously, I just stopped one day.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like the alcoholic that one day just takes that bottle of liquor and throws it out and never needs it again. Doesn't go through DT or anything.
Well, you're a great alcoholic then.
Yeah, I tell you.
You're great at it. Are there any conflicts with scheduling?
Yes, that's the hardest thing about poly for me.
Yeah.
It's not about jealousy. It's not about insecurity. It's fucking scheduling.
Right.
Again, grad student, mother, wife, husband wants to go see his girlfriend. You know, I'm very fortunate. My mother-in-law lives in my basement, so she's my built-in nanny.
That's
so
awesome.
If I have a date and Brandon has a date, we're free. You know, to say, hey, can you watch the kids? We try not to as much as possible. But scheduling is definitely the hardest part. Like, my husband wants me to help put the kids to bed. I want to leave and actually eat dinner at a normal time, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, not
with
9
someone
o'clock.
else.
With someone else.
Yeah.
Not 9 o'clock. You know, I don't like putting the other person out because I have a difficult schedule. If we make plans, I try to be more collaborative with their timing. So scheduling is definitely the bitch. The bane of poly existence.
Well, yeah, time is that one thing. You know, like the one resource you cannot duplicate.
Right. Like my ex-boyfriend, he was single. He really had nothing that he was tied to. He was unemployed at the time, wasn't in school at the time. So he had all this time on his hands. And here I was, well, I might be able to fit you into my schedule next Tuesday. I've got, you know, a 16-page paper that I'm writing. And yeah. And now, my guy now, he's got 2 kids of his own. He's got his own life. He travels to Indiana once a month for the military. And
okay, so that's like probably more your speed. Like,
yeah, like,
you got
hey,
shit to do.
Exactly.
I got shit to do.
Exactly. So you know what? I'm saying for scheduling, Google Calendar. I've never done Google Calendar until he started telling me about it, and then
This was recently. Oh man.
Within the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, here you go. Here's my calendar. And he's like, do you have access to mine? I'm like, I don't need access to yours. I don't care. Just look at mine and tell me what you want, okay?
Wow.
But yeah, no. So
doesn't it change your life?
It
like,
totally
you
does.
may not even realize the impact of the calendar yet, because it's only been like 3 weeks.
Right.
I discovered a calendar a year ago.
Okay.
And my entire life changed.
It's helped me. Like, my husband, he won't do it. I'm sure he won't. But we don't need to, because it's not like we have lives. But no, it's definitely helpful. So, and then, like, I know if he's going out on a date with one of his other ladies, I know not to bother him at night. Like, don't text her ass and be like, what are you doing? Hey, I'm bored.
What's
up? So, yeah, it helps me be a little bit more polite.
It just helps, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember the first 3 weeks of me using a calendar. I was so angry because I was like, why do I always have shit to do? It just kept going off. I'm like, there's always shit to do. Like, what's going on? And I realized, this would always be shit that I had to do that I just didn't do because I didn't remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just passed by, and I think my life is going great, and I'm missing everything.
If it wasn't for Google Calendar this morning, I wouldn't have been here.
Hooray!
So yay! I've integrated.
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so that's scheduling. So that's helped. Any other tips for scheduling? Like, is there a certain type of communication you gotta have, or I don't know, anything?
Not for scheduling. Not for scheduling.
Not for schedule. Okay. It's just, here's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I try to make plans. My plans usually fall through, so I try to be more impromptu. Like tonight,
Okay.
we just decided on 2 nights ago.
Okay.
If this was planned 2 weeks in advance, chances are something's going to happen and I'm going to have to cancel. So, yeah, I don't really have any tips on scheduling, unfortunately. Aside from Google Calendar, I really recommend it.
Do you guys do you make your plans and then say, this is my plan?
Yes.
Or do you say, what are you doing? Can I make this plan?
With my spouse?
Yeah.
Dependent. So he spends a lot of time right now with his girlfriend. You know, they've got the whole NRE business, the new relationship energy, the honeymoon period. So they spend a lot of time together. And because of that, I kind of sneak my way in with my plans. Where I'm like, you know what? It's my turn. I'm going to go and enjoy myself. And you guys can still continue on and carry on with the kids around and all that. But I'm going to leave the house. So I try to be, like, for instance, today... right before when I was getting here, having a text conversation with my husband. I'm asking him when is a good time for me to take the car, because right now we're a 1-car family, to drive out to Wildwood, which is where my boyfriend lives. And my husband's like, well, when do you want to go? We can work around your schedule. And I was like, okay. I'd like to go, earlier in the afternoon, and that's when he springs on, well, I like it when we have at least one kid asleep. But anyway, I digress. So we kind of work with each other. I work nights, so he does a lot of his planning and has his girlfriend over when I'm at work. So that kind of really helps out for their alone time. Yeah. And then for me... Yeah, we're just so used to going that we don't really need to stop and ask, hey, is this convenient for your schedule or no?
So you kind of know how things are for the most part.
Yeah.
And you know but you'll know when to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 10 years married, really helps out in knowing the dance.
Right. Okay, cool.